These guys are gonna kill me. These guys are gonna kill us. These absolute wankers. Wankers, these guys are. Absolute bottle jobs, absolute losers. What is this? What is this? This guy came back from the international break, made his little, celebration, whatever he did. I don't know whatever it was. Put up that Instagram story where people are, got the swords up against him, and he is like there, the black sheep that's being singled out, and he's, what is this? This is what we're paying 20 million for. This is what we're paying. Oh, the highest paid player in the team. This is what we brought back. Lakaka. This is our savior. Oh my goodness. And this is not even this is not even the only miss. This has been one of the worst showings I've ever seen in my life in front of goal. Absolute bunch of bottlers, absolute bunch of losers. I cannot believe what I just watched. I mean, I can believe it because that's what we've been offered this whole season. This is what they've been giving to us. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. This is the banter era is back, guys. I was wrong. I put my hands up. Some of you have been warning me that this was banter era level, that the banter era is coming back, that in this whole Inzaghi, Zhang, everything mixed together is banter era. And I was like, no, everything will be fine. Yes, we're going downhill, but Serie A, it'll be okay. We'll manage top 4 at least. But no, I was wrong, guys. I put my hands up. Banter era is coming back. Let's embrace it. Banter era is coming back. 70,000 fans today at the stadium that went to the stadium. Do not go. Don't go and support these guys. They don't deserve it. Don't go and give your money. Don't give your hard-earned money, waste your afternoons, waste your evenings to watch this absolute dross. These guys don't deserve it. They don't deserve all the love and attention and everything that we give to these guys. These a bunch of absolute losers, all of these guys, and they don't at the moment. None of these guys deserve to wear our shirt because none of them are fighting for us. None of them are performing for us. None of them look like they even care. Maybe this okay. Maybe some they do care because I've seen obviously on the faces it looks like they care, but this is not good enough. This is where we are. This is Inter, man. This is Inter. This is not good enough. We can't take this anymore. Every weekend, every week, we watch these guys and they keep giving us these absolute shit performances. And yeah, people are out there. Shouts out to my Muslim brothers out there who are fasting. If you guys are whatever you're doing, but you guys going through hardships in life, and you watch, you come to tune into Inter to take your sorrows away, or take give some enjoyment to yourself for a few hours, and this is what you get rewarded with. This is what you get rewarded with. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And yeah, Emil, let's just enjoy being shit and embrace it. Yeah, Benfica, yeah, whatever. Let's see what happens. I have no expectations from this team. I have zero expectations from this team. Mkhitaryan. I mean, the Lukaku one is the highlight reel. That's the highlight reel of the game. If he scores that, you're 1-0 up, second half, and I'm pretty confident that once we scored that, we would have scored others, because we kept today again. It was like the Spezia game, chance after chance after chance after chance. What do you want Inzaghi? What else should Inzaghi be doing? All the chances are being created. Everything is being done. Yeah, like the XG wise, like what at half time? Let me find it. At half time, at full time, as Ahmed said, 2.92 XG. This was the XG at half time, 1.19. What more do you want? What else does Inzaghi need to do? That means he picked the right team. He's picked the right players. He's got the right patterns of play. He's got the right tactics. Fiorentina literally opened their legs up like this, like a whore for us in the first half. Like they were just like, please, Inter, score. Finish inside me. Give me babies. And we could not. We could look at this. Look at the open spaces Fiorentina were giving to us in that first half. Look at that. And we wasted so many opportunities. Mkhitaryan wasted it right there. Completely got his pass wrong. What else did we have? Lukaku in behind. They were leaving us so much space in behind. Lukaku had so many opportunities as well. In general, I was liking his performance, but the finishing wasn't there. But how does Castrovilli recover from you? From He was behind Lukaku there. He gets in front of him. How does Castrovilli come back and be able to make that tackle? It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand. We need to blow up this team, bro. Something needs to happen. Something needs to happen. Yeah, Belanova came on, showed finally, like we've been saying, like, yes, he's not ready for Inter. I've been saying he's not ready for Inter. Maybe he's not Inter material. Maybe he's never going to be. But this guy comes on, takes on a man, gets some pace on, gets some directness on, creating chances, showing some heart, showing some passion. It's basics of football. And Inzaghi today put him on as a left wing back, but also we talked about it when we signed Belanova as part of my scout video report that I did. Cagliari used to play as a left wing back at times as well, so this is not something new. But he never even tried it before today, and today he just chucks him on as a left wing back randomly. And yeah, he was better than Gosens, he was better than Dumfries, and Unfortunately, it might have something needs to happen, guys. This is today again. We talked about it with Mo after the Spezia game. This is not like Inzaghi has coached a win here. I don't like that term. Inzaghi, there's nothing else he could have done today. It's on these players, but something needs to happen. Someone has to pay for this. Someone has to pay. Something needs to change. And unfortunately, it's gonna have to be Simone Inzaghi. 10 losses, guys. 10 losses. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. It can't run at this club. It can't run. We can't have 10 losses in the season, and the season's not even over. We still have what? How many games do we still have? These guys are gonna take us to like some new levels of losses. How many games do we have? So we've still got 10 games to play. 10 games to play. These motherfuckers are gonna take us to the promised land of like 15 losses at this rate. We're gonna get to 15 losses at this rate. Has that even ever happened? I mean, luckily we're not in a relegation battle. These guys would have got us relegated if we were battling relegation. And we're not finishing top four like this. And we're lucky that everyone else is also bottling around us. We're lucky that Milan has to play Napoli tomorrow, which, unlikely that they'll win. Roma probably get the win against Sampdoria tomorrow, so they might catch us up. But we're lucky that everyone else around us is also massive bottlers. I don't even have faith in Lazio getting a win against Monza tomorrow, whenever they play. So that's our luck. But really and truly, guys, this is absolutely disgraceful. This is absolutely disgraceful. We're done our season. April will crush Inter and bring us back to the 15-16 season. Zhang leaving. Well, that might be the only silver lining of this whole. If we miss out top four, it might finally force Steven Zhang's hand, Suning's hand to finally sell this club, stop demanding 1.2, 1.3 billion, whatever it is that they're demanding, and sell it for less than that. Accept the lower offers that have come in for the club around 950. There's rumors that someone even got to 1 billion, got rejected. That might be the silver lining in all of this, that it might take us missing out on top four to get Suning, Steven Zhang out of this club. But even then, like the squad keeps downgrading every year. Can a new owner at this stage come in and even make something with this squad, with this team, with these directors, with how the squad is being built? I don't know. I mean, yeah, this is where we are. This case of students, but at the same time, the team, like the performance out there, we outperform Fiorentina. We have the likes of we have Lukaku. We have Lautaro came off the bench today. We had Dzeko came off the bench today. The amount of firepower we're bringing on, it should be enough. Fiorentina, literally, they defended so badly today, and they're leaving San Siro with a clean sheet. How are they leaving San Siro with a clean sheet? I do not understand how these bunch of bottlers let Fiorentina leave with a clean sheet today. Igor, Martinez Quarta, Milenkovic, Biragi, Dodo, all of these guys, the amount of defensive mistakes I saw out there today, but somehow they're leaving this pitch with a clean sheet and 3 points. Thank you, Anthony Lafleur. I know that you are a AC Milan fan, I believe, if I remember correctly. So I appreciate your support and the donation there. I'm sorry, Sherman, from what I see, Lukaku is done. Yeah, he's done, bro. He is done as a top player. We've been saying that this season. Um, that's also another thing I got wrong. I wanted him back. I thought, you know, just having Lukaku in the Serie A, even if he isn't the best Lukaku, I thought he would be able to do something for us like he has been doing for Belgium recently. Like once he's injury free, I thought this guy, even if it's not like, the pace and the power, but goal scoring wise, this guy's always proven when he's fit, he's a great poacher. He's able to score goals, important goals, maybe not the big game goals, but something. He's able to. You look at his record in the Premier League as a top 20 all-time top scorer. But yeah, he's done. He's dusted at the top level. If you can't even do the small things, then we're finished. Then we're absolutely finished. Like this one, Dumfries puts it on a plate for him, takes a touch, fake shot, nice, but then the second touch is so heavy, it goes so far away, and the chance is completely wasted. But it was the right decision to play him and give him the full 90 because Fiorentina were leaving all that space in behind. It was absolutely the right decision. Absolutely the right decision to play him. And he needs to keep playing Lukaku, unfortunately, because also Dzeko is also finished, unfortunately. The other option, Dzeko, is also finished. The other guy, Correa, today, maybe he wasn't as bad as he has been the whole season, but there's nothing there. There's nothing there to work with. Nothing there to work with. Nothing there to work with. And yes, guys, if you have something in your heart, at least within all the rage that we feel as Inter fans, at least you can give me a like and subscribe, whatever. If you're new to the channel, there's 116 of you guys in here to let your frustrations out, or see me get my frustrations out. Yeah, team should get retiro. Yeah, these guys need to. Yeah, they need some sort of punishment. It's not good enough. This is the third loss in a row. Just because there's international break, we're forgetting that Spezia lost, Juventus lost. There was 2 in a row, and now there's this international break. People might forget, but no, I don't forget. This is the third loss in a row. When's the last time that happened? That must be for sure. Did that even happen in the banter era? Can someone check? Did that even happen in the banter era? 3 losses in a row. I don't even know. Because that might be even, I don't even know if on the Mazzari we lost 3. Maybe on the Stramaccioni we did when we finished 8th or whatever, 7th or 8th or 9th, or whatever we finished that peak banter era beginning. But this is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, I see people saying Conte and, all this Inzaghi out. As I said, I can't really, blame him today, but overall, like, I guess the whole mentality, the whole weakness, the whole softness has to be on Inzaghi. This is the second season into, we're coming up to the end of the second season. It has to be on Inzaghi. Someone has to pay, guys. Someone has to pay. Something needs to happen. Like some punishment has to happen. Like dock wages, like suspend someone, retiro, as in like bring them. They have to stay at Appiano Gentile for 2 weeks. They're not allowed to see family members. Army, like punishment. It cannot run. This cannot run at Inter. Like someone needs to pay for this. People like Anthony are out there 4 a.m. in the morning having to watch this and be subjected to this. Someone needs to pay for this. And unfortunately, it might be Simone Inzaghi. He's a nice guy. He did a good job last year, but he bottled the Scudetto. He did a good job again in the Champions League this year. But he might bottle top 4 at this rate, and it can't run. It can't run. Yeah, and unfortunately, Eduardo, it is what it is. Unfortunately, if it was up to me, I would want to get rid of every single one of these players, of most of these players, like 80% of the squad, be punished. Go, leave Inter, start from scratch. But unfortunately, in football, as often is the case, the cheapest, quickest way, most efficient way of making a change is the coach. He has to pay. Unfortunately, that's how things work in football, in modern football. You can't change 11, 25 players. You change one guy and the coaching staff. That's the quickest way to make a change, to like just bring. This is why, remember when people also make fun of that, like now, when we used to say at the beginning of the season, October time, we said Stankovic. I used to say Stankovic not because I rate Stankovic as a coach, which unfortunately he picked Sampdoria as an awful project, but just these guys, these absolute losers, need someone to literally get in their face, shout at them, scream at them like Conte used to do. They need a sergeant because they are spoiled brats. They clearly need guidance. They need like a father figure, a granddad figure, a sergeant figure, a colonel. Like, well, I don't know what these guys need to be coddled. They need to be told exactly what to do, at what time they need to wake up, how to do it, how to shit, how to piss, how to eat. They need to be told every single thing on how they need to be, remote controlled, as Conte used to do. That's exactly what these guys need. This is exactly what these guys need. It's a disgrace. If it was up to me, I would just restart the squad from zero. Yeah, because I see Skriniar on the bench. Yeah, I mean he must be laughing inside. Yeah, he's escaping this shit show. We were making fun of him like a couple of weeks ago. Remember when PSG go out of the Champions League? But I'm sure deep down he knows that he's leaving this absolute circus that Inter have become. And Haka next to him, the one who's signing or potentially signing a new contract next to him, thinking, do I really want to sign a new contract here? Yeah, well, I mean, win the league last year for sure, Marcello. The team was definitely good enough last year to win the Scudetto. This year, we know what Napoli are doing. We're not good enough to do that, but we shouldn't be where we are. That's the thing. That's where there's a balance to the argument. Yes, Suning, Marotta, Ausilio, the mistakes made on the transfer market, the downgrade that Suning is having us to make every summer, but this team is better than this. It's better than this. It's better than this. It's better than this. And yeah, of course, Inzaghi has to take responsibility for that. Has to take responsibility for that. Yeah, maybe we just bring in Conte for finish out the season or something. But something needs to happen. Something needs to happen. I can't, Eduardo. Well, right now, maybe later on I will, but right now I'm fuming. I'm absolutely disgusted with what I saw out there today. Like, how did we finish this game with nothing? Dumfries kept getting into these positions, crossing a few times. It was decent, but most of the time, as usual, awful end product here. Lukaku almost got to it. And here, Mkhitaryan as well, man. Miki, oh, what an absolutely beautiful, beautiful run it was. And yeah, that's what I'm saying, Bruce Wayne. It wasn't his fault. Mkhitaryan rolling back the years to Dortmund, the Dortmund Mkhitaryan when he was an attacking midfielder, winger, skipping past two players, showing pace, getting past Ego, putting Biragi on the floor, putting Ikone on the floor, and all he has to do there is square it to Lukaku. But the thing is, after what Lukaku did, uh, here, do we even have faith that Lukaku would have scored there? No, okay. He should have squared it. He should have squared it there. Let's not exaggerate. He should have squared it there. But I don't even blame him, to be honest. Like, he's done a 40, 50-yard run, and he's getting the throwback to when he had a hairline, or just about had a hairline. And he felt it. He wanted to. He saw his name in the headlights. But what's Inzaghi supposed to do here? What can Inzaghi do here when these guys are being greedy, seeing the names in the headlights and not making the pass that they should be making? Oh, I want a pound of flesh for the that's what I mean, man. Something needs to happen. Something needs to happen. Keep Onana, he's good. And Onana as well today. I mean, I don't want to blame him for the goal. Because he made a good save in the double save in the first half. But on the goal, damn it. I think I didn't get the, oh no, here he is. I didn't get quite the screenshot I want him. Of course, yeah, Onana, he's definitely one of the ones I would keep. But even he, on the corner. Could he have done better? He deflected it right into Bonaventura's path. Could he have deflected it over or wider? I don't know. Maybe you're being picky there. But it was going to happen. It was going to happen. Once you miss that many chances, once you give Fiorentina all these opportunities to come back into the game, you're going to be punished. And I think we could have played this game for 180 minutes. We could have played this game until tomorrow. And I don't think we would have scored. I don't think we would have scored. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what else to say now, guys. Let me go through some of your comments. He's going to another. Oh, yeah, the PSG. Simeone is not coming, bro. Well, guys, be realistic. Simeone is not coming. First of all, he needs to leave Atletico as many times. You might have seen rumors that he's leaving. First, he needs to leave Atletico. Then we'll see. And then we'll see if he actually, how much of a salary he wants. Because we definitely can't afford him. So be realistic. That's the thing. If someone's screaming for Motta, okay, scream for Motta, but what has Motta shown to you, Marcello, that he's be able to make an impact at a club like Inter? He might become a great coach, but what is it? What is it that Motta is showing? But yeah, at the same time, it's just something needs to change. Whether it's Motta, whether it's anyone at this point. Like I was saying back in October, November, whenever like it looked like Inzaghi was maybe losing, he's not lost. So Inzaghi's, in my opinion, he's not lost the dressing room. Like I don't think the players don't like him or dislike him, or he's lost the backing of the dressing room. They don't. It's not like they're not running for him. I mean, we can check the running stats as well. I think Inter still, if we look at the running stats, they will still outrun Fiorentina. But I think he just doesn't have the hold of the dressing room. Like he is not in control. He's not able to get the best out of these guys. He's not able to plug these gaps, these defensive leakages that we continue having. He's not able to get into the mind of these guys to be clinical like we were a couple of years ago. He's not able to bring that. So for that reason, it just he has to pay for it. And Nagelsmann is available, I guess. The only way we can play Champions League next year is if we win it. Yeah, that's the only way he can save his job. If he keeps his job continuing. But that's the thing. Any other situation, probably Marotta would have had him gone. Any other year, he would have been fired. But because we can't afford him, that's the thing, guys. We were talking about Simeone. People are talking about Conte. The reason why Inzaghi is at his job is because we can't afford to fire him, because he has another year of his contract. He gets 5 million net, whatever his pay is, which means he needs a 10 plus million payout if we want to fire him. We can't afford that. And you guys are talking about Conte, talking about Simeone. Those are not the guys that are going to come, especially if we have to pay out Inzaghi. It's crazy. It's crazy. Any other year, and the Moratti, this guy would have been gone in September, October, max. After the Udinese game where we lost 3-1, he would have been gone under Moratti. Wayne in Rome is here. I think Inter has the roster to be getting results. I do feel Inzaghi. Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%. The roster is there. As I always say, yes, the team is going slightly downhill every year, but it's not this bad. It's not 10 losses bad for sure. 10 losses is absolutely unacceptable. Let's see, actually, which other team has 10 losses in the league? Oh, it's Fiorentina, funnily enough. Fiorentina, the other team, with 10 losses. Even they, with Italiano, he's getting criticism because they shouldn't be getting 10 losses. And then you have to go down to Bologna, Torino. You're talking, mid-table after you're talking about in terms of 10 losses. 32 goals conceded. And, on the other hand, Sarri is getting only 19 goals conceded with a team that has Romagnoli, Casale at the back, Husai. Like you don't have to have the best defenders in the world to get good results, good defensive numbers out of a team. Martino in the house as well. What's up, bro? Check him out for AC Milan content. Yeah, top four races gross. That's what I was saying. I don't even have faith The lucky thing is I have faith in Milan, maximum tomorrow getting a draw whenever you guys playing Napoli. And I don't even have faith in Lazio getting a win against Monza. That's the only saving grace. And then Juventus, they have so many things going on in court that even if they get the 15 points back, something else is going to happen for sure for these guys. Um, but I'm still counting them for now. I'm still counting them ahead of us. So right now, I'm saying Inter are fourth. I'm still counting Juve in front of us until everything is confirmed with the decision, with everything that's happening with them. I'm counting Juve as ahead of Inter still. And right now, we're just about fourth. And if Milan win or if Roma win, we might get out of that top four. Sad thing is, Limone is beautiful. Eduardo says, thank you for the donation. It is. It is beautiful, Eduardo. And that's why I made that t-shirt, Enjoy Limone Bowl. Because even with all the adversities, even with everything that went last season with the bottling, and even this season, Inzaghi's football sometimes has shown, some really nice flashes. But this season has been really, be honest, Eduardo, this season we haven't seen Limone Ball. Last season we saw it for 2 or 3 months. There was that period between October, November, December where we were clearly the best team in Italy. We were playing the best football consistently. This season we've seen it here and there in some games, in some matches, in between matches, even like flashes of it. But a lot of the wins this year, Eduardo, have been just because we're the better team. We just have better players, and we we create more chances, and in the end we end up scoring. But Limone Ball is a mirage to me now. I don't even remember the last time I saw a Limone Ball. To me, Limone Ball, I don't think it exists anymore. To me, Eduardo, I don't think it exists anymore. Yeah, exactly. And Mattia says, even if Fiorentina today didn't have a goalkeeper, we wouldn't have scored. Like even this, when we even do things rightly in the right, correct manner, Barella almost scoring an absolute screamer from outside the box on a volley, and it hits the post. Even when we were doing things correctly, luck wasn't on our side today. It just was one of those types of games, just like the Spezia game. And yeah, maybe Inzaghi just brings bad luck, if you believe in those types of things, the lunar alignment, the solar, alignment, star signs. I don't know. Maybe he just brings bad luck. Maybe he just brings bad luck. I don't know. Because clearly something is going wrong. That even when we do things correctly, the ball just doesn't want to go in. But yeah, I'll be honest. I'll be real with you guys. I still don't think Inzaghi will go. I don't think he's going. As I said since the beginning of the season, I don't think whatever happens, if it really, the top four becomes that we drop out of the top four, I think then something will have to happen, because even then, like Marotta's hand might be forced, because the money that you miss out on, it might cost you like 10, 15 million or something to fire Inzaghi in compensation. Or maybe we can agree something halfway with him. But the cost of missing out on Champions League, which is, minimum 30, 40 million every year, which is the basic you get just for getting, not even to get out of the group stage, just for being in the group stage, then financially it makes sense to take that L of firing Inzaghi, hiring whatever the new manager is, just to make that, just to get pie, just to try to make the Champions League in whatever way you can. But as we said, maybe it might be the blessing in disguise if we miss out on top four and Zhang is forced to sell. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about English managers. English managers are not even good for their own league, Wayne. And English managers never even won the Premier League. But I know in terms of new ideas, yes, I know. I agree with that. Like German or like, just fresh new ideas coming in. It doesn't have to be an Italian manager every time, but not English. And yeah, Euro chances is spot on as well. It's like if you look at our fixture list, it's not like it's getting any easier. It's getting harder. Well, actually, I don't even know what good and easy is for Inter anymore, guys. Why is the easy game for Inter? Because there was a period a few weeks ago when the big games for us were the good ones, and then we said the smaller games were the harder ones. And now we lost to Juve last time around. We lost to Fiorentina now. So that's not true anymore, is it? Because I don't even know which ones I'm confident for. Um, but look at that, Juve, Coppa Italia, which, by the way, we need to completely forget about that. I know Inzaghi cares about it because it's the Inzaghi Cup. He's a Coppa Italia merchant, but we need to forget about that. We need to focus on the league and Benfica. But I mean, actually, when you think about it, Salernitana, in the league, Salernitana, Monza, Empoli, again, in theory, should be something that you should be getting 3 wins in. But obviously, it's Inter, so we won't. But afterwards, that's when the trouble starts in April, end of April, May, when Lazio come to San Siro. Then we have to go to Hellas Verona away, then Roma, Sassuolo, Napoli, Atalanta, Torino. Like that is a very, very difficult end to the season. Some big games, of going away to Napoli, who will probably already have well, actually, with Napoli already having the Scudetto wrapped up, it might be actually all right that the Napoli away game sounds more difficult than it might be, because they'll have that Scudetto. They'll be drunk and high on Scudetto win by then already. And yeah, Mattia, you've been saying it for a while, but as I said for the beginning of the stream, I'll put my hands up. Maybe you guys were right. We're back in the banter era. If it wasn't for the Champions League, I would have said today, yeah, we are. The Champions League really might be somehow our only redeeming part of the season. And yeah, Ian, gutless. Disgraceful all around. It's absolutely disgraceful all around. Every single one of these players needs to face some form of punishment. They need to go in retiro. I know it's not like the modern thing anymore, the retiro thing, but something needs to happen. Yeah, 100%. Well, we know, Ian, we've been talking about it for so long, like the rebuild and the ownership situation, really. But when is it happening? When is the ownership happening? When who is buying into? Is anyone buying into? Is this guy selling? Why is he not selling? What's his end game? And yeah, the ultras as well. It's time to do something. I know, Ian, you tell me, bro. I know you kind of sit with the guys in the Curva Nord as well. You speak to those guys. Like, I don't understand. Like, these guys used to do when Moratti was here. I remember the demonstrations, the banners, the messages were much harsher. The statements, the actions were much stronger from the Curva back in those days. But these days it seemed to be a lot softer. I don't understand why. Especially with this ownership that's taking us lower and lower. I mean, I would like to hear, because I know they have their own YouTube channel as well, the Curva Nord, and I do listen to them. And I think they have a little bit of a misguided reputation from us, foreign Inter fans. They're like some troglodytes who are jobless and stuff like that. But I don't understand why there hasn't been a widespread demonstration starting from the Curva Nord, which I'm sure most of the fan base would back them on, because they do kind of lead the fan base when it comes to these kind of things. As much as people like to make fun of them, the normal fans don't really get together and make big statements like that. It usually comes from the Curva Nord. They're kind of like the unofficial spokespeople when it comes for the fans. I don't understand why they keep putting up with this. It's very confusing to me. Yeah, the residual Conte effect is definitely gone. We saw that last year. And the residual Inzaghi effect is also gone, because the good football is gone. The free flowing football and the happy players, and the Inzaghi treats us like a brother, or he's like a teammate. Even that seems to be gone now. It's just all the negativity, all the bad side, what we remember from the banter era and the Spalletti era. That's what really seems like we're going back to that now, of the players crumbling under pressure, not being able to take chances and conceding these goals. I used to get these. it's going back to those times where it just feels like you guys will know what this. It's that feeling of, yeah, we're losing this game. Like you used to get that feeling back, Spalletti days, where we'd go away to Sassuolo, we'd create chances, and that, like, Politano, Berardi on the counter will score against us, and we'll lose that game. Like it's that feeling. It is those banter era throwback where I know this team will create chances. I know that this team is better than the placement that they're in, but mentally there's something not quite there. That banter era feeling is really, really coming back. Really getting the same feelings. Yeah, at the moment, Christian, even Salernitana is looking like like a struggle. I don't know, and the get 3 games every single day, every week now. 3 days. We're gonna have a game every 3 days, pretty much in this April, which is absolutely crazy. And this team is not going to be able to take it. Like this is where the squad building comes to criticism, because we know Mkhitaryan is going to be dead on his feet in a few games after intense games against Juve, Benfica. We know that Dzeko is already on his feet, just dying. And Inzaghi's management of the squad in general is also not been great. You're going to see more injuries probably, because these guys are going to be sprained and strained and used up like lemons. Tough times never last. Only tough people do, or whatever that guy, the prophet of whatever. What's that guy? The guy, the meme guy. Tough times never last. I forgot his name. Sad to say, I saw this coming. The pure shame. I was actually pretty confident going into this game because we saw it today. Like there was because it's the first game after the international break. A lot of the players are rested, and you could see there was so much more juice in the legs. Like every time we were counter-attacking in transition, like we were there, we were creating so many chances. Like you could see, like we were winning the ball high up. We were bullying Fiorentina a lot in the midfield. The juice in the legs was there. So I thought at least this game, the first one back, we would have been okay. And then I expect, like, as the month goes on, be losing more and more energy. All the players, this average age team, just like getting more depleted as the month goes on. But if you're starting like this on the game that you're supposed to have the most energy in, then we are effed. We are effed. We are completely effed for the rest of the month. I've told him to light the torches, ready the pitchforks. Yeah, thank you, Ian. Thank you, Ian. Tell them, bro. Tell them. Nagelsmann got fired for losing 3 games, but that's levels. That's levels. Kirby. That's what I'm saying. There's a reason for that, because Bayern can afford. So Bayern paid a 25 million release clause to get Julian Nagelsmann from RB Leipzig. Signed him, gave him a 5-year contract, and he earned about the same what Inzaghi's earning, which is about 5 million. And he still had 3.5 years left on that contract. So that must have cost them 20 plus million. So they cost them 25 to hire him, plus wages, and then probably around 20 now to get rid of him. That's Bayern are able to do that because they're a serious club with a serious ownership, with a serious project. Some people say that was harsh, which I think it probably was a little bit harsh on Nagelsmann, but they had said this is unacceptable for our standards. This is unacceptable. And in the past it would have happened at Inter. We know, Kirby, this would have happened in the past, but it's just literally because we can't afford to fire Inzaghi. That's the only reason why it's not happening. So Inzaghi spoke I'm sure. I mean, he always speaks, but that's one thing. Like whenever I hear Inzaghi speak, I want to fire him immediately afterwards. It's the most bland, predictable interviews. He's gonna say something like, "We created enough chances. It was good enough, but we'll look into what we can improve. We'll work hard in the training ground." Let's see. I was a striker as well. Not a great one. I know there are these moments. The work will make them pass. There you go. You see, the work will make it pass. We'll work hard on it. I don't like talking about bad luck. We have to work harder with this commitment, with great concentration. We deserved another result, but we're here to analyze another defeat. Yeah, and this face, it just doesn't. It doesn't give. What does this face give you? It just gives you no confidence. And this is not, I'm never. I don't actually. I don't want to get personal now. He's a nice guy, but it just doesn't inspire anything to me. It doesn't inspire confidence for sure or determination. Uh, Lukaku, if he had scored the 2 goals, you would have judged the performance differently. Yes, obviously, if my grandma had wheels, should be a bike or whatever that saying is. Yeah, obviously, we would have judged it completely differently. But it didn't happen, did it? It didn't happen. So we're judging him for the complete flop that it was, quite rightly. Um, but yeah, and also, and then I don't want to focus just on Lukaku. I know I used him as a thumbnail. I know everyone is also quite rightly going to speak about Lukaku or Lakaka, but everyone else missed chances today. Dumfries missed a massive. It was a massive chance where he just completely hit. He barely hit the ball, just like Lukaku. He like miskicked it. It looked like a great block by Castrovilli there, but actually was just Dumfries completely miskicking it, being brick freeze as usual. Um, and I'll be fair as well. To be fair, they had also a chance like that in the first half. Ikone here did the exact same thing like Lukaku did. I mean, if we're honest, we also could have been 1-0 down here, if you're honest. I'm sure if you go watch a Fiorentina fan live stream, they would have said we should have been winning a half time because of this miss from by Ikone. Which is, yeah, again, this team always gives you a chance defensively. There always seems to be a defensive lapse in concentration at the back. Oh yeah, Castrovilli here. My heart dropped at this when he did this curler. Onana did the Handanovic. He didn't move. But again, it comes down to this. The game comes down to this. At 0-0, this changes the game. It is what it is, Lakaka, unfortunately. Inzaghi is about to say we deserve more, yeah, as he did. Dumfries in the football, and you can't convince me otherwise. Yeah, I'm not even going to try, Christian, to convince you. Right, let's continue with these Inzaghi comments. It's a result that doesn't satisfy us. Well, no shit. But I was much angry after Juventus Inter. Why? You should be much angry after this. You should be telling these absolute losers that the one thing with Inzaghi, like I would be like if Inzaghi went out like Conte did a few weeks ago and like said it as it is, because Conte spoke the truth. He spoke facts. The fact with his Inter team is that at least they've won trophies, so you can't say that like Conte did. These guys never win anything. This owner never wins anything. But Inzaghi is being let down by his boys, by his dressing room, by his people. Like these guys are letting Inzaghi down. If I was Inzaghi, I would have come out and said today, like, these guys are letting me down. But obviously, this is another thing with Inzaghi. He's a nice guy. He's a friend of the players kind of vibe, and he's not gonna put them out to dry. But today, I would do it. And Daniele Mari, I think he's a little bit exaggerating here, saying that he's almost in tears. This is just, a disappointed Barella face. We know that he's definitely one of the ones that probably feels it more than the others, but yeah, I need to see the video. I've seen this face from Barella many times. He makes this face when someone makes the wrong pass towards him or stuff. I think he's a little bit exaggerating there. Last year we were the best attack. Okay, yeah, nice trophy for you, Inzaghi there. This year we are still second, but since 2023 we've been scoring less. It's a fact. The attackers past these moments. We have to work harder, bro. Like everything answer to everything to him is work harder and concentrate and whatever. But the work is clearly not paying off. Whatever work you're doing on the training ground is not working, bro. It's a result that makes us look at the standings in a different way. It's not the standings we wanted. More chances without the three strikers. The team has lost its clarity, but it still created itself regardless of the number of strikes. Oh yeah, so when he put the three strikers on, yeah, actually, yeah, weirdly, we created less when we had Dzeko, Lautaro, and Lukaku on. It's true. I think the team just kind of lost its way. They were just pure chaos at the end. But yeah, maybe to be honest, maybe they actually needed that. Like, this whole last 2 or 3 months, we've somehow stayed second for this whole like duration until recently. Maybe this team, maybe they needed like this little like finally like wake up. Like, you're gonna drop out of top 4. Maybe we need to drop out of top 4 to like wake these guys up, because we've been just like coasting through. And I've been saying as well, like I was saying that I think we'll just finish 4th comfortably because of everyone else. But maybe these guys just needed this little kick up the ass to just remind them that no, you can't coast to top 4 like this. You need to wake up. And maybe, hopefully, maybe this is the kick up the ass that they needed. Yeah, this is the issue I have with Inzaghi. Just kind of like, I don't think he's okay with it, but he just doesn't have the personality to like, get something out of these guys anymore now. They need that sergeant. They need that sergeant. I hate being like mentality merchant, all this kind of stuff, but these players proved it now. We've learned it over the last year and a half. We've learned that these guys need a Conte type sergeant that tells them how to do every single thing in their life. They need to be coddled. They need to be babied. They need to be screamed at, shouted at. They need to be remote controlled. And that's the only way these guys are able to perform to the highest level. Yeah. When is the last day for knowing if you will get those? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I know they've appealed it. There's going on. There's a long process. But again, the problem is Eurochance, even with that, even if they get the minus 15, this was the one, the Plus Valenza case is the one I expected them to be punished by. Like, this is the least amount of trouble I expected them to get. And somehow they were punished for this. And I think it's actually a little bit harsh, the punishment for the Plus Valenza case. I've said it many times. The ruling on this is there's no real ruling for Plus Valenza. Like, anyone can do it. We've done it with Pinamonti. Loads of teams do it. But the other stuff, the salary cases, the under the table salary payment, so many other things that they're being investigated for. So even if they get those back, they're in big trouble. But as I continue saying, they're I keep saying that they're in front of us. Just for clarity, just to be clear, I'm just Juve at the moment are on 53 or whatever points that they're on, 56 ahead of us. What is it? 41 plus 15 was 56. Yeah, 56 points. So I'm imagining them as 3rd and we're 4th at the moment. Yeah. Oh yeah, let's so quickly before we go. Who was the man of the match? I mean, no one was really man of the match, but yeah, I enjoyed Bellanova's cameo. 6.9 on FOTMob, 10 out of 10 accurate passes. He also had he had like a weird chance, or like kind of, I think it came off Dodo. Yeah. So Dumfries crosses it. Finally, Dumfries crossed it properly, like whipped it, rather than, those weird crosses that he does, always cutbacks or like on the floor. He properly whipped it to like a mid-high head height. And Dodo got in front of Bellanova and almost scored an own goal. But on here, it seemed like they gave him a big chance miss, which I think is a bit harsh. It wasn't really his chance. And yeah, this is the important one. 2 out of 2 dribbles came on, completed, something that no one else in this team was doing. He was frustrating with the offside. He's just stood offside a couple of times. 5 out of 5 ground duels as well. Good impact by Bellanova. Good impact. And I hope finally Inzaghi gives him the trust properly, not just like to make impact into the game. Like, he needs to be integrated properly. I'm just saying that my wife wants to know how I stepped on my puppy. Oh, I hope you actually haven't slept on your puppy, Kirby. I know. I'll have to report you to the police if you did that. To be transferred to NASA. The funny thing is, he wasn't even like that bad today, but it's just like the standards are so low with Korea that like even that, I'll take whatever that was. Yeah, who else was good? Today wasn't. This is not a therapy session today, Kirby. Usually I try to be, somehow positive or try to analyze. Today I'm just more ranting and vibing with you guys, really. And yeah, like the video, as Musab says. Mkhitaryan was the best. Yeah, he messed up too much. It wasn't just that one. There was the other one that he messed up as well. Not just those solo run. He messed up this one as well. But yeah, he probably was one of the better players today. Mob rewarded him with a 7.6. But yeah, I don't know how Lukaku ended up getting 7.1. He got 2 big chances missed and he still got a 7.1. Wait, let me check Sofa score. How the hell did he end up getting 7.1 even though he missed 2 chances? Oh, Juve are playing against Hellas Verona. That'll be an easy win for them. 6.8, yeah, that makes more sense. But it should be less. If you missed 2 big chances, surely that must be, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Overall, actually, with Lukaku today, even here, they give him 3. But like, he actually was, his overall game wasn't that bad today, Lukaku. But those chances are too much. Yeah, both of this, they gave him, he was good on the transition in space against Igor. It was a mixed bag against Igor. Sometimes Igor got the better of him. Sometimes he got the better of Igor. But look at that, 1.18 expected goals that he had to score today. I don't know how Bastoni got such a high rating. I think, even he could have done better on the goal conceded. Who else? Correa, let's have a look. Look at that. Completed 95% of his passes. Yeah, at least, he tried a few times to dribble past players. He was good, like he was good, like defensively today. Pressing, he was good. He didn't get booed today. Correa, which usually has been doing recently. Because I think at least he showed a bit of fight and a bit of, something. I asked in my pre-match little short, I did ask something. He did show a little bit, but this is still not good enough for Inter. Yeah, still not really good enough. I don't really know who to give it to be honest. Brozovic is always disappointing. Like, he just continues to kind of, he's okay with these short passes, but like, I'm missing what Hakan has been providing from that position, like switches of play, like pinged balls, like speed up the play, like he just kind of slows the play down a lot recently and just kind of keeps it ticking. But we need like a little bit more from Brozo. Like, he's got the ability also to be more dangerous in the final third, to be assisting, to be scoring. The corners as well. The corners weren't up to, obviously he's not as a good set piece taker as Hakan, we know that, but in the past, before DiMarco and Hakan were in our team under Conte, he used to be the set piece taker, the corner taker. Man of the match for me is my friend Michael traveling over to see. Oh my God. I feel very bad for Michael. I'm allergic to animals. No animals hurt, but my kids are. Onana, man of the match, he will be sold for sure. Probably, yeah. Probably. Yeah, well, I don't want to. Yeah, the Sanchez thing, it is what it is. You see how Sanchez has been speaking recently. Even his ego was way too high for what his role was in this team. But yeah, we talked about it when that happened. I was like, why the hell are you paying Sanchez to leave? You can't be paying Sanchez to leave. That's crazy. It would be really hard to single out any player to boo today. Yeah, the whole team really deserves to be booed. Today. Yeah, no, same with me, Mattia. He's one of my favorite players in this team, but he's going back to the Brozovic, the banter era Brozovic, the one that, the body language has always been the same. Even when Brozovic was good, his body language is always frustrating. But when Brozovic isn't as good, then the body language becomes even more frustrating. And yeah, Musa, yeah, those, we've been talking about it for ages now. Like, Dumfries is number one target to be sold. And Brozovic, because of his age, because of how much he earns, and if there is an offer on the table, which is not a guarantee at 31 years of age, it's not guaranteed that there will be offers on the table for Brozo, or good ones. It has to be those guys. But if someone comes calling for Onana, unfortunately, it has to be Onana. It has to be whoever gets the offer. As I've been saying on this channel, it is not about who, it's about what offer comes in. It could be Barella. If Real Madrid come calling 100 million, it could be Barella, or Liverpool, whoever comes calling. It's just whoever. It wasn't supposed to be Skriniar, but I mean, it wasn't supposed to be Skriniar last year, but the offer came in for Skriniar, so it was Skriniar, but then we ended up keeping him, and now we're losing him for free. So you never know. It could be anyone. It could be anyone else. It could be Bastoni if he doesn't renew. It could be anyone. There's no player on this team that's unsellable. Whilst Suning are here, yeah, Barella as well today, like very frustrating today. Like he felt like he was playing with a handbrake on, like just willy nilly. Just like some of his touches are just so like, lackadaisical. Like he's not switched on. He's not switched on. He definitely needs Conte Barella. He definitely needs a guy to be shouting and screaming at him, telling him what to do, to stay switched on, to not drop his head, to not be screaming at his players, at his teammates. He is the image of like the fact that Inzaghi isn't able to get the best out of some of these players. I think Barella is the image of that, because he's one of those guys that clearly needs that figure that keeps him on, switched on at all times, and reined in with his behavior, with his attitude. What's harder, selling Dumfries or missing the chance Lukaku did? Yeah, I don't know. The way he's playing, Dumfries, yeah, it's a good question, Christian. It's a very, very good question. To be honest, I would sell everyone at this point. Yeah, you might have to do what Napoli did. You might have to do what Napoli did. Sell even those ones that, those painful sells, like the Koulibaly, letting Insigne go, and just kind of try to reset with fresh young players. Well, obviously, it can't be everyone, Mattia. You have to be realistic. It can't be everyone, but yeah, a majority or like a big portion of the squad. I think it might be good as well. That at least I think what this season has done, guys, has helped us be a little bit more detached from these players, because I can see now that not everyone is seeing these players for they are. I think we've stopped overrating some of these players, whether it's Lukaku, whether it's Lautaro, whether it's Barella. Like I can see that we're being much more objective as well. Like there's no point being attached to these players. Like I was with Skriniar, you've seen. There's no point. This is modern football. It is what it is. So actually, this season might have actually opened our eyes to a lot of these guys. That don't get too attached, and everyone is expendable. Half of this team knows the bench will make it into the starting 11. Yeah, but that's I think that's the case for most. Like Napoli starting 11 picks itself every single. You see Napoli fans complaining every single week that Spalletti doesn't rotate, because those players know exactly it's gonna be, it's gonna be Meret, Di Lorenzo, Rahmani, Kim, Mario Rui, Anguissa, Lobotka, Zielinski, Kvara, Osimhen, and then on the right wing is the 50-50 between Politano and Lozano. The AC Milan team last year, they knew whoever was starting, and they had so many injuries as well. That's the issue. Isn't that? It's just that even the starting 11 isn't performing, and the guys coming on aren't performing. The whole team isn't performing. If the starting 11 was performing, and then you'd have bench players performing when they come on, and there's that competition, the healthy competition. Or we would see that maybe the bench last year, we were complaining that maybe Vidal or the guys coming off the bench, Gagliardini, Vecino, weren't up to the standard. But today, as I said, you're able to bring on Lautaro off the bench today. You're able to bring on Edin Dzeko off the bench today. You're able to bring on Aslani. This is still quality coming off the bench. Whatever you wanna call it, it's still Serie A, in Serie A, that's a quality bench you have. It might not be, Champions League winning quality, but this is Serie A level quality. But they're just not performing. They're just not performing, guys. Yeah, 100%. The Scudetto team is done. That's a remnant. We remember it, nice memory, but it was a flash in the pan. It was a flash in the pan. They deserve better, but yeah, if Barella performs like this, does he deserve better? Lautaro was carrying us for a little bit in 2023, but then last few weeks before the international break, he was stinking up the place. And then when he goes to play for Argentina, he isn't really showing even. Is he showing the quality that he deserves better than us when he plays for Argentina? He's been overtaken by Julian Alvarez recently as well, quite rightly. I want to see Villanova. Yeah, 100%. As I said, hopefully, again, I don't think he's ready for Inter, but surely he's doing enough to be playing over Denzel Dumfries at the moment. Yeah, but those are like squad fillers. D'Ambrosio, like, yeah, there's cult heroes in there, like, that's fine. You can have players like that, the Darmians, the guys that do a job. They do the 6.5 out of 10 every week, but in terms of the starting 11, the quality, the real quality that you need in the players that should be performing week in, week out, those are the guys that let me down. That's what I always say when people pick on the Gagliardinis, the Dumfries, blah, blah, blah. To me, I always look at the guys that we pay the big bucks, the star players, the Lautaros, Barellas, Lukaku, like those are the guys we should be looking at. And then, yeah, obviously the other teammates also need to help around them. But those are the guys that, if we consider them to be our best players, they're the ones who need to be stepping up. Because I grew up in a generation where when Inter was stinking the place up, Christian Vieri was the one stepping up and scoring the goals to save Inter, to get Inter out of a situation. It would be the moments of quality coming on, but you're just not seeing that. You're not seeing that with Lautaro. Like he goes through little streaks of doing it, but he doesn't do it on a regular basis. But I deserve better. I mean, from the teammates. Yeah, but again, even there, I mean, is Barella really putting in that effort that he deserves better from their teammates? I don't think so. And I said it more. I think he already has overtaken Lautaro in terms of he overtook at the World Cup. He's the one who delivered, at the World Cup for Argentina. So he's overtaken him in the Argentina national team. That's already happened. The overtake has already happened there. I'm not tuning in for watching you smashing us for the third time. Yeah, I'm not sure actually. I'm not sure if I want to tune into that game. I would rather tune into that game if Inzaghi rotates. If he puts Aslani, Belanova, it rotates properly like he should, I'll watch that game. If he puts out the first team, I'll probably not watch that game. In prison, we tried 3-4-1-2 with Correa. I mean, again, it was against the teams that we played. Zizou. It wasn't good teams to be judging enough from that. But yeah, again, Inzaghi's stubbornness with the 3-5-2. I agree. It's completely it's really weird how he just cannot somehow move even slightly from that formation. I mean, today obviously we saw it when Dzeko, Lukaku, and Lautaro on the team at the same time. But yeah, Vieri's often at the stadium, and yeah, Vieri said, if I was in this team, and again, this is where you can blame Inzaghi only one, but Vieri a few weeks ago on Bobo TV said, if I was playing in this Inter team, I would be top scorer because of the amount of chances they score, the crosses that they put in. He said, if I was playing in this Inter team, I would be top scorer, and you have to believe him because this guy was an absolute gunman, and that's what we need up front. We don't have it. Yeah, but obviously, as I said, those in hindsight, yes, we made that mistake, Eurochance, but that's not. But that is that the reason Eurochance why we're losing 10 games? Like that is, yes, an L that in hindsight now we have taken, but is that the reason why we've got 10 L's and conceded 32 goals? I don't think so. Oh my god, future Hendrix, thank you for. I want to end this stream on a positive note, and then you give me a comment like that. Yeah, the Vry one. I've given my opinion on that on Twitter. Like, I don't understand it. I think I made a video on YouTube as well on that. I don't understand it. Dzeko as well. If it's 5 million, that is way too much. Handanovic. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was not a therapy session. It was not therapy, and it was not a therapy. It was more ranting and vibing with you guys. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, leave a thumbs up. I don't know what type of content I'm gonna be making over the next few days. Oh yeah, definitely making a match preview with Rabona TV before the Benfica game because he's going away on the holiday. So I'm not gonna do. Well, I'll probably do like another preview, but I'll do one preview with Rabona TV Adrian for the Benfica, like an early one. It will be like some point in the coming days because of his holiday restriction. I don't know if I'm doing the Juve preview again. Like I said, I don't really care about that game, so I don't know. There'll be content coming over the next few days, so keep a lookout for it. Apologies if I didn't get to your comments earlier on. Seeing like I'm scrolling all the way back up. Apologies. Low. Thank you for commenting. All the people that came through at the beginning. Ahmed, embarrassing. Yeah, 100%. And Uche also. Thank you for becoming a member as well. Apologies, I didn't see that at the beginning. Appreciate that a lot. Have a good run if you're into his prescribed evening show stream. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Ian. And thank you, everyone that tuned in. Ciao, ragazzi. See you on the next one. See you on the next depressing episode of this series that we call Being an Interista. Ciao, ragazzi. Somehow, always Forza Inter.